All right, Jet fans, what's going on? Matt O'Leary here with another video. Today, what we want to get into is the New York Jets meeting with an interesting draft prospect. So, the New York Jets, according to Derrick Harmon's Instagram, spoiler alert, the New York Jets met with Derrick Harmon. He was in Florham Park today. So, Derrick Harmon is someone who is an interior defensive lineman who has been pretty much a late first round, early second, and by early second, I mean like top 5 picks in the second round guy. Lately, he's been somewhere around like in the teens, so like 15 to later. But if I had to describe him, this is a mid to late round, first round draft choice. I'm sure, yes, we could say there's a slim chance maybe if he makes it to 42 or not. But my thought was, not that the Jets are necessarily guaranteed to do this, but maybe they like Derrick Harmon if they trade down the board. That's something that a lot of Jet fans want the Jets to do this year, is to trade down or move back in the draft because they have a lot of holes to fill, one of those being interior defensive line. And if you look at his measurables, has elite size, 6'4", 313, a 4.95 40-yard dash is 82nd percentile, has elite wingspan and good arm length. He fits the bill of what you're looking for at the defensive tackle position. Now, he played last year at Oregon and was really good, really good after transferring from Michigan State. 55 pressures, 5 sacks, and 25 stops in 2024. His previous run, he was okay at Michigan State. I don't want to make it out like he was some scrub, but he did, I think, have some deficiencies at Michigan. He certainly wasn't the player that he was this past year at Oregon, that what he was at Michigan State, but we can go over what his pros and cons are. So for a pro, he has good power, he's explosive off the line of scrimmage, and he projects as a plus starter at the next level. I don't know if he's going to be a superstar, an all-pro level, or even Pro Bowl kind of guy, but can he be a capable starting interior defensive lineman for you? I would say yes. That is honestly pretty likely. The con that I've seen the most with him is that he could be a bit over-aggressive at times and lose contain. His missed tackle number rate was a little bit high also, and that could happen for defensive linemen when they kind of get out of position and then end up arm tackling. That's been something that I've noticed when I've watched him, but not to the point where you go, oh my God, this guy is undraftable. Like, if we're talking about the pros and the cons, I think you have to mention that as a potential flaw to his game and something that he could work on there. It's not a perfect prospect, but I think if you're looking for what you want next to Quinnen Williams, it's someone who could be explosive, and it's someone that plays with power and can eat up some of the work on the interior of the defensive line. We saw last year Javon Kinlaw did not do a very good job of that. We also saw some other guys in the rotation. Solomon Thomas, who isn't here anymore, was someone that really didn't do a good enough job when he rotated in. And while I would argue that the Jets should be spending a pick on right tackle, wide receiver, and tight end, potentially before considering an defensive lineman, and someone like Derrick Harmon, the Jets have 30 visits. They could meet with up to 30 different draft prospects pre-draft. And this is just a due diligence thing. This is not a guarantee that, okay, the Jets, this is what they're doing. They're trading back for Derrick Harmon, or dare I say trading up from 42 to get Derrick Harmon. I'm not writing that in stone, and you shouldn't either. But this is the likely case is the scouting department has circled him as a player that they like, and they want to meet with him to talk and see if he's going to be a fit with the New York Jets. And from there, it's all about scenarios. Not saying that they would take him 7th overall, but they have to have a plan if they're going to move back. Okay, what are we looking for? Maybe that's an option. Or maybe they're just hoping this is a guy that, hey, if he's there at 42, we're running up the card. But this is an opportunity that you have to talk with and meet with players. And it's not always going to be guys who are going to go in the top half of the draft. They've met with players who are projected 5th and 6th round guys. They met with mid-round guys. They'll meet with guys who are projected first rounders as well. And this is just trying to cover all your bases. And I think it's a wise decision to make. This is a guy who's a good football player. Again, if I had to guess, I think he's probably going at the back of the first round would be my guess as of today. But you don't know. There's obviously a chance he could be there at 42. There's a chance maybe the Jets move down and really like him. So talk to the guy. Makes sense to me. Let me know what you think about Derrick Harmon as a prospect down below in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.